Shawn, first responder treatment to me seems to be about connections. It seems different from other treatment centers, other programs, because it's about connection. And when we first met, we didn't spend but a few minutes together, and there's an immediate connection.
Absolutely.
How important do you think that connection of responder to responder has become with first responder treatment?
I think it's incredibly important. I like the word culturally competent, because I need to know where you're from and what you've been through in order to try to help you relate. Having been through a lot of the same things, both military and the fire service, it allows me to get right to you and let you know I do understand. I can empathize and sympathize. It gives me an ability to say, I have walked in your shoes. I get it. I've walked in them so far that now I can help you walk in mine.
How often when you're interacting, throughout someone's journey, through the first responder treatment, how often does it become about you again?
I like to share my experience, strength, and hope. I like to share my experiences, and especially, the fire service, the Marine Corps, the police. I mean, listen, we all got a sense of humor that only the others will laugh about. So making that connection is good. Making it not always about me, but about where I've been and where I'm at now is how I put that twist into place. It's important that they understand I've been there, and I'll have to share my experiences with that. But what I want them to understand is that I've been there. Now I want you to come along to where I'm at.
Is the process of succumbing to this, or going through addiction, or falling apart or hitting rock bottom, do you sometimes almost feel that when these guys or girls are coming out the other side of this, they've become better responders because of it?
Absolutely. I think anytime you make it through this, because whether it's addiction to any type of drug or alcohol, you find yourself in more of a selfish, self-centered position, because suddenly everything you got to do is to make yourself feel back at ease. You get home and the first thing you need to do is to find yourself comfort. When we walk through this and we get back to work, we start to find out that, man, giving to others is the reason we undertook that job in the first place. That altruistic side flourishes once again, and we realize that, it's a special breed that gets out there and starts to help the others.
Is it becoming maybe a little easier now to, when I first started having trouble, it was don't talk about it. This is, take this home, get over it before your next shift starts. Is it getting easier?
I see a lot more people accepting the fact that they need help. I hope it gets easier. I hope it gets easier so that everybody understands we're here for each other, just like we're here for the whole community that we're working for, and that there is no judgment. That, hey, I'm suffering from something. I need to deal with this. Get it through it and get back to business. I mean, that's where I'm hoping we see these huge leaps take place. It's one of those things that for years it's always like you said, hey, they'll ignore it, they'll look past it, or they don't want to hear about it. But nowadays it's important. We see it in the suicide rates, we see it in the accident rates and the health rates where people are starting to miss work because of their health-related issues, whether it's the brown bottle flu or something else. But what we need to do is to get through this thing, openly admit, hey, I need some help. And that's the hardest part for a first responder. I mean, I know for one, whether it was the Marine Corps or on the fire service, asking for help, sorry, I'm the one providing help. And it took a lot for me to mount that hurdle and say, okay, I need help. And I found an incredible amount of support through my brothers and sisters on the departments and in the Corps still today that say, brother, I'm glad to see where you're at.
Your story like mine, it caused a lot of loss. It caused personal loss. And, I'm talking about kids. Coming out the other side of this, what is it that you go through once you come out and realize, wow, you know what? I became this thing that destroyed these relationships. What do you do? I mean, what's the process after that?
I started living my life as this new person. I've made the amends to family, I've made the amends to friends, the amends to some of the children. They're the toughest ones to make, and sometimes it's the time that needs to heal. The best thing I can do is show them now that I'm there, and that I'm healthy and happy, and I'm there for them, and be part of their life again. I know in my addiction, I was not there. Maybe physically I was, but emotionally or mentally, I was suffering. And a lot of the times the best thing for me to do was to shut down and, just not be a part of anything. So once you leave treatment and you start to find yourself back with the family, the best thing you can do is continue on this path. Show them that, I was vulnerable, I asked for help, and now I'm here for you. And if you need something, ask me. I'm going to be there for you. It's the greatest gift, is seeing the family once again.
How excited are you that strides are being made right in the first responder treatment program, and not just transformations, but overall? How excited are you that more and more the program is involving the family as part of the treatment?
I think it's fantastic. That's where, if you want to go home and be happy, everybody has to go home and be happy. And understand that, today's a new day. I ask a lot of my first responders, I said, listen, you're telling me all about this and that, and make my second hand move back 10 seconds on my watch. They're like, well, I can't do that. I said, well, make the next 10 seconds good. Tell me some good things about you. And they'll start to tell me. I said, see, moving from this point on, we can focus on the positive. We can do the good things. Same thing with your family. Moving on from here, we're going to make everything much better. And that carries a lot of weight when the families are part of that, understanding the same philosophy. We can move forward. The whole part of forgiveness is part of the family, understanding that, today is a new day. And, God bless us, we get a new chance. We get to have lived through something, that now that experience we're able to share it with others and help others and move forward. And by just showing people that, through the act of forgiveness, through the act of, a renewed start, we're able to move forward. And having the family part of that is amazing.
I know that in your pocket you've got your old badge. Don't you?
I do.
Sitting in my office over my desk is my first pager. And the fire department never got that back, so,
You make amends with that later, Eddie.
The statute of limitations is up. But, I have that pager, and the reason why I kept that pager was because that was the pager that went off the night that I lost my best friend. And that's morbid, when I look at it, which is every day, I think I should throw that away. I should throw that out. It's a bad memory, and I kept it because it was a bad memory. There was all this guilt that I was taking on, and it was like it was almost like a punishment that pager had to be there to remind me that I failed on the job. And why do we keep that stuff? Why do we hold on to that? And should we hold on to it, or is there something that we can do with it to turn it into a positive?
I once heard someone say, if you want to change the way things look, change the way you look at them. Now let's take the positive side of that. Where's your life today? What is it you are accomplishing? And I know you accomplish some amazing things nowadays, Eddie. So we take these mementos, we take these things that resemble where we were and what have happened. And then we got to change the way we look at them. You know what? Today I'm here. This isn't something to remind me of what had happened. This is something to, again, help me keep somebody in the forefront of my mind. Let me know that, today's a better day. And I don't forget people. All the guys that I've served with, all the men and women that I served on the fire departments with, I remember a lot of them, especially through this badge. My chief is the chief that gave me this badge is no longer with us, but it says fireman on it, not firefighter. And he said, hang on to that, plug ugly, it's going to be worth something one day. And he's right, and it reminds me of where I was at back then with him. It was a great relationship, it was an amazing brotherhood. I hang on to that, and I don't look back on it saying, wow, I really crashed and burned on that department at one point in time. So I changed the way I look at it. Find the positives. Hanging on to the stuff is not bad. Find the positives that are into it. We have to change our mindset.
What's the chances of the guys in the building back here going back to work?
Very good, very good. In fact, they'll get back to work, and they'll be, once again, useful and beneficial to their communities, but more so to their own departments. They're going to get back there and they're going to show them, hey, listen, if I can do it, I know you can, and I know you can because I'm going to help you do it. And they reach out to the brothers. God knows, anytime we're doing something on the fire department, these are my brothers. Whether it's cooking in the kitchen or cleaning the fire truck, these are my brothers. And when it comes down to me saving someone's life, if it's my own, I know I can depend on them. And that's the key to getting through this thing, getting back into there and now sharing where you're at. I think it's fantastic that these guys believe that they are going to go back to work. And they're going to move forward. You know, a lot of us think this is, by admitting this is the end of the road, but it's not. It's the beginning of the road, and hopefully the beginning of what we see in the departments, in all services. That, you know what, let me take care of this, let me move forward, I'm going to be a better man. You know, we are all salvageable. Let's move forward now and help others that still need some help.